Okay, here I have another tuner. I just bought another one to add to the pile. It's actually a bit of a rarer one. It's a Mitsubishi DA-F200. Never saw much Mitsubishi audio gear around for some reason. I certainly haven't seen this one. I've seen some of their later systems that were quite nice, sleek looking grey type ones, probably later in the 80s. I think digital tuner and all that sort of thing. Whereas this one's a bit older, more analog one. Needs a good clean on the front. And what does it say? Lock tuning. Phase lock loop, multiplex circuit. Got muting mode, selector, tuning. And we've got an output fly lead, antenna sockets, and yeah, made in Japan. Distributed by AWA Thorn Consumer Products Proprietary Limited. So this must have still been the days when Mitsubishi Australia were basically AWA Thorn, everything, well pretty much everything, obviously this wasn't, but most things were branded AWA and Thorn. All the TVs which were made by Mitsubishi were, and the VCRs, up until sort of, I don't know when it was, maybe mid-90s, they finally put Mitsubishi on everything. It was sometime in the early to mid-90s. Trying to think, it was basically, there was the wooden TVs, maybe it was even the transition from wooden TVs to plastic case, so it could have been late 80s even, but which is around the time this would be, so it must have still, this could be mid to late 80s I guess. So somewhere they started putting their own, just the Mitsubishi brand, same with Rank Arena, they went to NEC, and were there any others? I think it was like HMV Healing, went to, were they General or something, but a few different ones. Put the original manufacturer's name on them eventually. So this does seem to work, this one. I'll give it a quick test. So it's FM mono and stereo is working fine. We do have a slightly lit up dial here. You can see the light up the top there. I'm not sure if that meters here, that's kind of lit up as well. Not the brightest, but in a darker room it'd be alright, but I guess there's not much point in this amount of light having it showing anyway. And the AM seems to work exceptionally well, like probably the best one I've heard for reception. Although it may have gotten a bit worse now that I've added the FM antenna.
That was a trauma for us, and I think we grieved as parents. You grieve the loss of that healthy child.
Whatever. Anything else?
We saw with yesterday's decision at the Arab League, it wasn't actually a vote, it was...
No, actually got four
and
4 AM stations still going. I thought there were only 3. 2 ABC. What that other one is.
Than the others. And last month, Qatar's foreign minister said that the reason behind...
Aware of what he's doing.
Whenever Izzata and Konya perform, they're pianists, they can get on a plane and know there's going to be...
That actually receives AM really well, this tuner. Might have a quick look inside, I guess, and see what's in there. I don't know if I have to take these ends off or is it just the top cover slots out, but let's see and find out, I guess. Yeah, I think I can take the ends off. Ah, the end's attached. It's with these other 2 screws, is it? But yeah, never much hi-fi gear. They did make the odd linear tracking turntables and stuff from Mitsubishi, and they probably made a lot more for the Japanese market and stuff. But in Australia, yeah, we did most of Thorn, AWA Thorn audio was junky sort of stuff, rebadged. Still doesn't seem to be coming fully off. So maybe this is designed to slide out, I think. Just wasn't sure, it didn't seem to want to budge. It is kind of a bit corroded, that's probably why. And it's got an interesting smell. Because that air's been pretty well sealed in there since the day it was made. What on the earth have we got going on here? That's different. It's like a fuse holder. Is it a fuse holder or are they lamps? There's a weird piece of metal sticking out off the tuner with two fuse holders on it. Oh, maybe they set the voltage or something. What's it say on the back? 216 to 250 volt. 1 watt consumption. It's not a lamp, is it? Oh, it is a lamp. Is it one of those fuse holder lamps? I haven't seen one of them in a while, but what's it doing hanging in the middle of the tuner there? Is that how they've done it? I wonder if this originally had two... Looks like someone's bent that. So someone's... I wonder if someone's modified it because one of the lamps blew. And they bent this bracket over. It originally went along here, so there was a lamp there, a lamp there. The things you find in these things. And we've got, that's the FM stereo light, no other lights I don't think, so that must be what they originally, I reckon that's what they did. They've had these like this. I'm not sure what that bit of stuff on the back of it is. And maybe yeah, the owner's just going to realise the light isn't working as well as it should. Thought it was a bit on the dim side. Turn that off. So that probably lights up the meter a bit better now, but that end's going to be dimmer. Oh. One thing you always got to do is check the voltage. Often these were 8 volts for some weird reason. Actually it's AC I'd say too. Looks like it's straight off the transformer. Yeah, 8 volts. Double check that one as well, should just be in parallel, but yeah, I don't know what it was with using 8 volt lamps in these things, but that's what they did. Oh, I did get some 754-8, 8 volts at 0.15 amps. I knew they'd come in handy one day. Oh, these are proper fuse lamps. I thought most of these, often they had these, the little axial lamps wired inside them. Some of these little things usually, they changed to that style for a while, but it looks like these have gone back because it kind of made more sense just to make axial lamps and then put them inside a fuse case than actually making a hermetically sealed thing like that. What have we got here? Someone's actually put blobs of solder on there, have they? Or is it just where they've soldered the wires on? Maybe this was never meant to light up. Yeah, it's not really made to fit in there because someone soldered these wires to the side of it and left big blobs of solder on there, so I think that'll work better like that anyway, but maybe Mitsubishi modified it in the factory or something. Certainly not impossible, but since I want this thing just for the lights, it's definitely a bit brighter. I'm going to put them both in there. Just hope it doesn't overload the transformer or anything, but I don't see why it would. And the fact it's got that bit of rubbery stuff stuck to it makes me think it was a factory thing, but it'd be pretty dodgy if they send it out of the factory like that. So we've got a nice big AM rod antenna down the back here. And that's all the bands we've got, isn't it? AM, FM. So all it really wants is a quick clean up and it should be fine. Fair bit of scratching on it, which is not good. Definitely had a hard life. Main thing is whether this, I think it's just a bit of muck on there, will come off the front. They've actually worn the power label off a bit. So it's had a bit of a use. Someone obviously liked their radio. A lot of these tuners never got much use because if you had a hi-fi system you'd generally be listening to cassette or CD or something on it. You didn't pay all this money to listen to advertising and music you didn't want to listen to. the poor old radio got a bit neglected, but they normally came as part of the system. I mean, of course, back in the day you could use them on the simulcast, some programs occasionally, so you listen to your FM stereo sound and just watch the picture on the TV with the volume turned down, since most TVs were mono. And that was always worth doing, and yeah, normally a hi-fi speaker's a lot better than what the TV had in it anyway. Seem to remember doing it as a kid occasionally, but I can't remember what the actual shows were we listened to. But occasionally, I think the ABC FM stereo was about the only one that ever simulcast anything. So yeah, this one didn't cost much because it is pretty rough, but I thought I'm not going to resist getting the Mitsubishi one because they are pretty rare and it does light up reasonably well, which is good. Quite an interesting front up with the slopey bits on the sort of beveled off edges, top and bottom, and yeah, certainly not going to come up the nicest. Has a little bit of dirt in behind the dial there, which is a bit annoying, but I won't really see it at night with it backlit. It almost, I don't know if that knob comes off, probably doesn't. Probably going to take the front panel off. Quite a nice weighted knob in it. Keeps spinning when you give it a twirl. So quite a nice bit of gear. Almost wants those scratches polishing off it, but they're not that bad. But anyway, that should get that one going. Thanks for watching.